I'd been in and out of every kind of room that you could possibly be in. Big rooms, small rooms, rooms with white wallpaper, rooms with coloured wallpaper. I found that, I was in these institutions that worked a lot like sort of bureaucracy. Mm-hmm. They were really regimented and people were just doing their work to get a paycheck and go home. There was like a real absence of sort of soul. He sent me that line from Invictus, the poet, who goes, I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. Which has since become a little bit of a mission statement.
It has.
He said, hey, check these people out, they might be able to help me. And so I came here, and that began, sort of a long, very fruitful friendship.
If I remember rightly, the first time you came here, there were two of us that sat with you. I think it was myself and Sharon that sat with you, and originally you'd come because you wanted to know about housing and how you could move out of where you were because you weren't happy there, and that was not doing your mental health any good at all, was it? So originally we thought you were just like an awful lot of our people that come in that have just come for a referral to another accommodation provider.
That's what I was doing.
But that was how it started. But it really, really quickly became obvious that that wasn't the only thing that you'd come for, really. Casey, you'd come to be listened to, I think. Lots of information about housing and what your options were. But I think when he left, it wasn't so much the housing situation that was left with us. It was that you needed help and you needed listening to.
I think the more Casey came in with drop-ins, the more we kind of set step-by-step goals to reach.
We did.
Yeah, you did do that. I remember that.
We did.
Yeah, and gave Casey some kind of homework and things to kind of reflect on and think
Buy
about.
yourself a diary.
Yes.
Buy yourself a diary. Let's have a plan.
And you know what? I have since gotten a diary.
Well done.
Writing everything down all the time.
It's good to be, it was small steps at first, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Right, before you come and see us again, we want you to have done A, B and C.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? So we did give him like a little plan.
So how did that feel when you'd started this relationship, you'd been heard, and then Ayanna and Jane started giving you these little goals. How was that for you?
I was well annoyed.
Was there to help remind you
Yeah.
and keep you grounded and remembering that actually your situation, it was you was coming because it was what you wanted, but actually you needed to focus on what you needed at the time.
Which is
bringing
my
it back.
big thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Recognising that I was my own person, I think, and that's been a journey that I've been on. 17, and I started my project Mad Truth, and I've since gone on to make a living from that, and so when I came in today, you're like, you're doing really well, and
But compared to the Casey that I met, particularly, I met originally with Sharon, you are doing amazing.
What was your perception of me back then?
I thought then that you were quite poorly.
Well, I was.
Really, you were very poorly when you first came to see us.
The point I was going to make a minute ago was, unlike a lot of the people that you work with, I had a place to go, but it wasn't our home.
No, it wasn't.
Because a home is somewhere where you pay for valued and looked
that's
after.
something we teach.
And I think that... Sorry, go
on. Our school sessions as well, to say that if you're in a home environment and you're not safe, then actually
you're homeless. So, and that was contributing an awful lot, I think, to you being so poorly.
I was living also, it was so, I'm so grateful for, what you just said about sort of giving me tangible goals, because I needed to be grounded because I was in another dimension. I I was living a lifestyle and I was treating myself with such contempt. You know, the things that I said and did to myself around that time, you wouldn't like wish that on your worst enemy.
No.
I was just in my own little world, and I would come in. I remember we were sat me and Sharon were sat on the sofa upstairs.
Snog, in the snog.
Yeah. I was, you know, talking about all the sort of, I was hurting myself at the time, you know, and Sharon sort of touches me on the arm, you know, in a really sort of kind way, and I remember I flinched. I like jerked away, like she was hurting me.
Yeah.
Because I was in such a state of just, I was so, you know, hurt that even, you know, acts of kindness and positivity and light felt like, you know, like an attack or something. And that was sort of me coming down from the trip of all the trauma that I'd been through until that point, you know. And I guess coming here and meeting you guys was an outlet for that, to get me away from the environment I was in, because at the time I had so much responsibility, and I was looking after my mum, and I was looking after my brother who's got autism, and I was in such a state. But yeah, you know, you were really patient with me, and you were really generous with your time, and you were really encouraging, and you gave a shit. You really did. You cared about me, and you really had no reason to care about me, other than the fact that you're just really caring, beautiful people. Which is why I wanted to, you know, use this opportunity to highlight what you do and highlight you guys as individuals.
And that's so true, isn't it? Because you can so tell when somebody genuinely cares, as opposed to someone doing their job. And people can do their jobs really well, can't they? But when you can sense someone genuinely cares about you, that's a different thing. And you must have got that, Casey, from your time.
Well, that takes me back to my point at the beginning about institutions and stuff. You get people within these institutions, and then, you know, you'll meet people like Joe, or you meet people like a youth worker that I had when I was 17, Errol, and you meet people like yourselves. And it's not really about, you know, doing like a 9 to 5. Like it transcends that. It's like on a human level, kindness and compassion, and really, you know, in all the work that I've done on myself recently, and, you know, since, with mindfulness and meditation and spirituality, you come back to the place of, that's all it is at the end of the day. That's all that matters. And as long as you stay true to that vision, you stay on that line, and you use that force of, you know, love and light and positivity as your sort of guide, you'll be alright. And that's what I've done. And that was an avenue that, in part, you guys were responsible for opening for me, and I'll be, you know, forever grateful for that.
I think it's just being us.
Yeah, we are, like what Jane said, between all of us in the office, we've got some kind of experience of working with young people and their family, and I feel like we've all kind of come out of that bureaucracy kind of environment that Casey's talked about, and feeling like that actually this role we can actually fulfill more of what we truly stand for as people, in professionals, in the light that we feel that it should be. And I think a lot of people just come here to just be heard, like what Jane said.
That's the main thing, I think.
A lot of people don't have that outlet to come to feel like their own person because of their environment and things that are going on around them. So to come here, we just allow them that space.
And I think we do care.
Yeah,
we care. Every one of us that works here cares so much about what we do. We're really, really passionate about what we do, because we've all got a background with young people. You know, it's sort of part and parcel of us that we care about what we do, and we so do, don't we? Yeah, I did. I had to do a bit of a talk for the civic service at the church about what we do here. And it's all right, you can stand there and give them statistics about how many people are homeless and how many food parcels we get. It's not about that. It's about the individuals that we meet and the individuals that we listen to and the individuals that we help. You know, we come into work with the sole aim of improving things for those that come to us for help. You know, and it's like I said, there's nothing worse if we only work Monday to Thursday, so Thursday's our last day. So if we get a phone call at 4 o'clock off somebody that's got nowhere to sleep tonight, you know, and you're scratching around trying really, really hard to find somewhere for this young person so they don't have to sleep on the streets before everywhere closes at 5 o'clock. Those are the times when you go home and you're like, that was really, really hard today. And you go home thinking, where is that young person going to be sleeping tonight?
Are they
you know,
be okay?
Did I do everything I could have done?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to phone up tomorrow and I'm going to do this. So you do that. But then on the flip side of that, you get instances like this where somebody wants to say thanks, which makes it so worthwhile. I was really, really surprised when Jess first told us about all this and thought, you know, really, he wants to sort of pay homage to us when all we've done is what we do every day. You know, to us, it's what we do every day. We listen and we help and we're really, really sort of, nothing shocks us.
We're like a family here. When I first started, that's the way I described BYH, as an extended family. So naturally, you care about your family, you know, what we do, you know, because not everybody's in the same kind of situation with their families. But for us, because we've got that compassionate and that, you know, that drive to help, it just is an extended family.
To a lot of our volunteers, and people that just come to visit us come from really, really volatile, fragile families. You know, their parents have kicked them out when they're 16, or, you know, they've maltreated them and all this. They haven't got your sort of stereotypical lovely little mum, dad, brother, sister, you know, 2.5 kids.
Yeah.
They don't come from that.
I don't think that's a reality.
I don't think it is.
Especially.
So they come to us and we become their family. You know, we're working with people. We work with up to 25-year-olds. So when they're 25, they would move on to another agency, another support network. We have got people 29, 30.
He still come back.
Still will make it say, can I just pop in for a cup of tea? You know, and
We've got an event
they do.
coming on. We had a Christmas card making, as I mentioned earlier on, and we had some of the older ones come in.
And they come in, so they're like, but I can't just bring their own children. Just, it makes it worth it. You know, it makes what we do, it validates what we do when we see somebody. You know, we did say to you, Casey, when you came in, you look so healthy and completely different. You really do.
Yeah.
You really do. And that is enough for us.
Yeah. And that was because I had to do a lot of work on myself to get to that point. And you encouraged me along that path, you know.
The quote that you said earlier from Invictus, I've actually heard you say that in session 6.
For real?
For real.
Wow.
I have heard you, when you said it, straight away, I've heard him say that in the snug upstairs.
I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.